Hey everyone, it's me, the Looprechaun, and I'm going to tell you an amazing story. I grew up in southern Ontario, in Bamford, and in my early teens, became friends with an amazing guy named Rob McKay, who I don't keep in touch with enough. But at Rob's house, we would go there quite often, and his amazing mom, Paula, would let us hang out in the basement, have a few beers. She would drive us home. She just created this open environment where we could be ourselves and do a little experimenting in a controlled space, which was awesome. Anyway, in Rob's dining room, there was always this painting on the wall. Looked at it lots of times, never thought anything of it. But a picture of a fish boat, no big deal. Um, Go forward a few years, and I move out west to Vancouver Island, and I ended up in Victoria. But within about, I don't know, 8 months, I ended up in this little town called Bamfield. 200 people on the west coast of Vancouver Island, fully exposed, beautiful little hamlet of a town. Over those couple of years I was there, my first few years, a lot of my friends came and visited. Rob, JP, John Underwood, and Wayne, and some other guys. And they all got to be exposed to this new world I'd found. So Rob and his family had started this Boxing Day party when we were about 18 years old. And it carried on for many years, probably had a good 10-year run. So after moving to out west and then moving to Bamfield, having some visitors, I'd still come home for Christmas every year or every other year. And we're at home, and it's the big Boxing Day party, reconnecting with everybody. And Wayne's looking at this picture, this painting in the dining room, and he goes, hey, Rob, did you get this in Bamfield? And Rob's like, no. Why? It's been there forever. What are you talking about? And he says, check it out. And we look carefully, and behind the fish boat was the Bamfield Coast Guard station, where I, at that point, had now worked for 3 years or so, and now I still work there 22 years later or so. We could not believe it. All our jaws hit the floor that I'd been staring at a painting of Bamfield through my whole high school career, and then that painting is where I now work and have a career. So 2.5 years ago, I was home in Ontario. My dad was sick, and I saw Paula and met up with them, and she gave me the painting. Amazing. And here's the old Bamfield Coast Guard Station. Up top's our accommodation. There's the other accommodation over there. Is the old Bamfield Inn. And I am going to make a frame for this painting this week in isolation. So that's why I have it out, finding old stuff. But here's a picture of the Bamfield Coast Guard Station. This is about 10 years ago, before our base got renovated. It had been partially renovated since the original photo, which has some artist license in there. And about 5 years ago, it got rebuilt. And this is what it looks like now. Brand new base on the right, all the houses upgraded. We got a new school up top, and there's the old Bamfield Inn. It's also getting a bit of a facelift. So, how is it possible that I looked at this painting throughout my whole high school time, and I ended up in that place, working at that place, getting a career, and raising a family? I have no idea. All I know is that sometimes in the background, another plan or another game is afoot that you're not fully aware of. I am so happy I ended up in Bamfield, and I'm so happy Paula gave me this painting, and I'm very excited to build a frame for it, which I'll show you later. But I don't doubt the coincidence and the serendipity of why and what's happening. I may not understand it, but I am fully convinced there's a bigger purpose at play here. And I have to believe that somehow, through this big crazy thing we're all going through together, that on the other side of it is going to be something we never expected. and something that will bring us closer together and hopefully reset us in a way where we live a lot more functionally and in tune with our planet and our ability to connect on other levels that we're just not aware of right now. Anyway, I wrote a little song, or adapted a little song about Bamfield, and I'm going to play it for you right after this. Be safe, everybody.
Hey everyone, it's me, the Looprechaun. I'm back again, and still in Bamfield. I don't know if you know my story about Bamfield. It's a beautiful little town on the west coast of BC. I came here for a weekend and ended up staying here for 17 years. Got a great job at the Coast Guard right here in town. I do live away from it now, but I still get to come back here to work, and it's very dear to my heart. And this is a bit of an adaptation of a song that talks about my sort of approach here, arrival here, and some of the things that happened to me, and how much I love it. All right? Actually, I don't like Bamfield. I love it. I decided to get away, someplace quiet that I could play, someplace where I might fit in. So I went out to the Pacific Rim. There was this place called Bamfield, like stepping back in time. When I got there, I realized right away I had to stay. I knew I had to stay. I don't like Bamfield. No, I love it. I don't like Bamfield. I love it. I decided to settle in. Played my guitar and I worked to live. Spent lots of time out on the sea. Now it's a part of me. There was the mountain, the trees, the salt spray on my face, the music, the people. This really was a special kind of place. Yeah, a special kind of place. Yeah, I don't like Bamfield. My weekend to get away. It's been 17, 19 years, I'm surprised to say. Got a career and a wife and child. Got a wife. And the music still makes me smile. But be careful if you come, you may not ever leave. You'll wake up one morning, you'll wake up with those gumboots. Gumboots on your feet, yeah. I don't like Bamfield. Ooh, oh, I love it. Ooh, I don't like Bamfield. Ooh, no, I love it. Ooh, I don't like Bamfield. Be safe out there, everybody. Don't come to Bamfield.